People with disability in Namibia represented 4.7% of Namibia's population, according to the Namibia Statistics Agency in 2016. The challenges they face and overcome are remarkable and inspiring, and one cannot begin to fathom the impact of lockdown on these marginalized people. Hilma Kamati developed a condition when she was just a little girl, which left her physically impaired. She has not allowed her condition to affect her quality of life. She lives in the informal sector and has used the same wheelchair all of her life. The dusty, rocky area in which she lives has increased the wear and tear on her wheelchair, and she will soon need a new one, but her zest for life is simply addictive.
I was born in 1983 in a small village called Ngolo in Msati region, Agongo Tjiueza. Actually, I'm a third in sibling. We are 8, now 7, but then I'm the third one. So, to my disability, I wasn't born like that. I was just born normal. So it just maybe the condition of my bones. They are soft, that I could not grow. And sometimes if I fall down, I can easily break on. Actually, they have a certain name or disease that they call, but I forgot. Yeah. I live with my parents, although one of them gone already. So I started my school in a disability center, Anamulenge, Msati region. It's where I lived the whole of my life. So I went there when I was in grade 1 until I finished grade 10. Then I went to Rakana to finish my matric. So from there I did some business administration courses in Otapi. And then from there I came to Windhoek. Because of the situation in villages, it's not that good to people with disability, especially the wheelchair users. Sometimes the environment is not that conducive. So I decided, let me go to the city because the environment is very, very fun to me. Because for me, as a wheelchair user, I don't have a problem when I'm in city because the environment is so violent to me. I can push myself, but in villages, you still need someone to help you, push you around. And sometimes, even if you want to go to town, you need to go and ask people that have car to come and pick you up and then drive you to town, which sometimes is not that good because you still have to pay those people. So, but here, I don't have a problem.
I asked her to share some of the challenges she faced growing up because I know the kids can be very mean.
No, my family accepted the way I am. Even if they don't, there's no option, you just have to accept because no one choose to be disabled, you know. Yeah, about teaching, yeah, we are living in a situation, in a community where we are faced by a lot of challenges like mocking and making fun of people, but we don't give up. We just have to accept because in life, not everything that have to be on your side. So challenging to me is not really much a problem. I just have to accept because there's no option. I can't say I need everything to be good on my side. So challenges is also needed in life, so it keeps you going.
I used to see Hilma in the city a few years ago, and she was always jovial and radiated positive energy.
Sometimes you need also to go around and see how places are, you know. Sitting in a home doesn't help. Sometimes you need to go out there and meet new people. Sometimes meeting new people, it also gives you much opportunity in life. Even if I didn't get a job, I didn't want to get a job and then work in office and sitting around because I wanted something that I can do on my own while I'm at home because of my situation, I can't sit for a long time like in offices because of my situation. I get tired so much, but when I'm at home, if I'm tired, I can able to lie or maybe make some exercise. So I wanted to be just at home doing something, which I'm even busy now because I'm running a soup kitchen for the kids, and in the meantime open or even an organization that will accommodate a lot of kids that are really suffering in communities. As a disabled person, I grew up in a disabled center where we used to get donations and assistance from Samaritan. Such experience, I live with it. So, and when I grow up, I use that experience to help also the kids that are suffering in communities. Poverty also, and those that are with parents that become alcohol addicted and in drugs, they're exposed to a lot of things. You know, you can't finish mentioning them, but as a human being living who went through the same situation, you got that much experience to live with those people.
Hilma recently participated in the local elections for the Community Development Committee in her local authority in Tjombumbi.
Secondment, is there anyone supporting her nomination?
That's the member. Not to that's the member.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I also decided to take part because people with disability also need to take part in any decision or any election that is happening, because people maybe think people with disability can't do anything, but I just want to show the world that I can also able to do something.
The head of Department, Research and Development at the National Disability Council, Tjiueza Tjombumbi, shared some of the challenges that his office faces and the extent to which persons with disabilities are marginalized in this country.
Yeah, no, persons with disabilities are one of the poorest and living on the periphery of our society. And this is because of the stigma at house level. It is because of also stigma at societal level. And as we know that individuals that are running institutions, individuals that are running or managing ministries, managing parastatals, town councils, regional councils, these are individuals that are coming from home states. And as I said, that you have there are stigmas from societal level, and once people come into power or into management positions, they look down on persons with disabilities without even assessing their capabilities and what they can do and what they can contribute. In fact, persons with disability can contribute to the economy of this society, provided that they are given opportunities. Unfortunately, we for so many years, we have been struggling with policymakers in ensuring at least that there are policies in place. But now it's two different things: having policies in place like the National Policy on Disability or the National Disability Council Act, and its implementation. These are two different things, and the council haven't been provided with sufficient funding in terms of ensuring that we escalate it to the benefit of persons with disabilities. And more so is that most institutions where people with disabilities are, especially at grassroots level, in the regions, in town councils, those institutions haven't yet really mainstreaming disability, and to take it on board that that persons with disabilities are part and parcel of their society, that they need to be also be included into the plans of those ministries. But it's something that we are looking at as to how we can ensure that those ministries or regional council or town councils mainstream issues of disability. We are more at advocacy level, not basically. Of course, here and there we may assist people once they come up with queries, and then we also may refer them to the relevant institutions. Like this morning, I got a call from somebody in Korihas, wanting to find out about the pensions, for instance, the grants, not the pension but the disability grants. then you need to ensure that you have a reference where you can also refer the individuals to a specific ministry or to a specific individual. So, and basically our institution is more at monitoring and in how to ensure that persons with disabilities are really integrated. Other programs that we have also as an institution is that we have a drafted already what we call a disability standard, wanting to ensure that the building and infrastructures are disability friendly. We are working very hard with Namibia Standard Institute to ensure that we have that standard in place. Of course, we have started at a lower level with architects, whereby a draft standard is already in place. Now we need to take it up to Namibia Standard Institute. It's another important activity that we are trying to ensure that at least our physical infrastructure are accessible. However, there is also important initiative that we want to initiate, and that is looking at how information are accessible to individuals with disabilities. We have two scenarios where you have physical infrastructure and also access to information. Now, access to information, making reference to people with autism, making reference to people with hearing impairment or the deaf community, and also people with visual impairment. And we need to also ensure that we have at least also a standard as to how institutions should make this information available and accessible to those individuals.
Hilma Kamati has been living with a disability since she was a little girl, and without the loving support of her family, she could be a little worse off.
We are used to each other. It's not that they help me, I also help them. Yeah, we get used to each other. Sometimes they also need me. Without me, they can't also survive because, I help where they need me to help them. Actually, I got my disability grant that I live on with. And some a donation that I got from my people that really helped me in my life. I have people that really support me, especially the friends, my white friends. Yeah, I got a lot of them that always support me, and I really appreciate. I meet them in town when I'm sitting in malls. Sometimes when they come with their kids, the kids start, because the thing when I'm in a wheelchair, I'm a small kid. They start coming to me, greeting me, pushing my wheelchair, and from there, that's how we become friends with their parents. So, yeah. Actually, I'm an independent woman. I don't really depend much on people because, when I was in school, we already taught how to be on our own. Because in disability center where I grew up, we were taught a lot how to help ourselves, how to help others. So that experience, I live with it when I'm in these difficult situations that I don't need somebody to depend on me, but I need to stand up also for my own.
The impact of lockdown on persons with disabilities is yet to be assessed. The National Disability Council's Tjombumbi shared his insights on this.
Yes, COVID have affected our people. Currently, I'm busy writing a letter to the Ministry of Health and Social Services, wanting to find out how many persons with disabilities were or succumbed to COVID. We want to find out. We want also to find out about their information, how accessible are the information to, as I previously just indicated, to persons with disabilities. Lockdown have also affected us in terms of that most people with disabilities, they needed to have access to various services. Although the services already have been living on the periphery already, and therefore they did not have access to most of the information. Now, when it comes to this critical information that will able to ensure that at least they are able to be safe and healthy, it had become a problem to persons with disabilities. And one issue is they were as to the information and as to how the society really provide information to persons with disabilities. I have seen a lot of adverts. Yes, I also know that this is what we call information center, government information center, where most of the information are provided for to the public, and also that at the information center we have always a sign language interpreter especially for the deaf community. In that, most of the information is also being provided for in the national radio or in various languages radio stations. However, in terms of ensuring that also persons with disability have you have that personal contacts with persons with disability that are in one way affected or infected by COVID, there is that gap of information, and as to whether really do people with disability have access to information or not. It's another dilemma that persons with disabilities really do have. I don't think that they do really have access to all those information. People who need wheelchairs, they can go to various clinics and also various hospitals. There is a form that normally they or go to the physiotherapist, especially within the Ministry of Health and Social Services. They provide a wheelchair for free of charge. They can just go to the various clinics and hospitals.
Hilma remains optimistic and even started a soup kitchen for the children of Tjombumbi because lockdown hit hard.
The situation we are living in now because of lockdown and corona is too much. But all I'm encouraging people to support each other. You know, many people lose their job and they have nothing food in their house. But I'm always encouraging people to support each other, you know. I stay with my sister, her kids, cousins, yeah, and we also have one of the child that I'm staying with that I took from the street because sometimes when the parent is drinking and the child is just always following the mother and you don't even eat. I just decide like let me just take the child and stay with. So, but now the child is here. He's feeling happy, you know. Yeah, you know this world is not ours. You know the Bible said, Jesus said when he left us, he said, the love that I live with you, you must also give to others. So the message of love is very, very, very much big. So if we can't love each other, no one will also love us. We should just live others so that the blessing will also come. Yeah, the only thing that I always encourage the kids is they must just accept the way, the condition, the situation they are in. Even if their parents don't have money or don't have job to support them and live like the kids that are living in city, they shouldn't give up to study. One day they must also become the kids that are living in good towns and you know, I always encourage them not to get into temptations of stealing and use drugs. They must always, especially the kids that I live with here, I always call them and then they sit with me, then I encourage them to study. And then I give them the little things that I have like food, and sometimes if they don't have soap or something to help them washing their clothes, I always give them. You can't every time expect to eat full. You need to accept what you have because you know we are not living in developed country where where people have everything. Here we just need to accept the situation we are. Even there's no food or there's nothing, you just accept the little that you have. I just want the people that are listening to me that they should really come and visit us here at Tjombumbi. 7 the Land, there's a soup kitchen that I have opened for the kids. So it's not about me, it's about the kids that are living here. They really need support from us.
She also struggles with getting her wheelchair around in the area where she lives.
No, it's not about the rent, but stones here. Stones here is a very big problem. About rent, the water is always flowing. They can't stand. They always stop. Yeah, I need a new. This one is fine for me. It just needs to be repaired because I can't find another wheelchair like this one. This one I got from Germany. I got it maybe 20 years ago when I was in school. So it was donation from Germany, and then I stay with it. It's so small like me. I can fit on it. I tried to get more wheelchair like this one, but I couldn't get because I always repair it. The only tire and the seat, and then the back seat. Whoever maybe can help me to repair it so I can still move with it.